It's a children's book with a very important message, A Home for Ozzie. Follows Ozzie the Osprey as he looks for a home in UNF's nature preserve and their trails, which is a really, really cool system they got. And joining us today to tell us about it is one of the book's co-authors, Jake Fitzroy, and the book's illustrator, Vernon Payne. Thanks for joining us, guys. Really appreciate you being here. The Ozzie Osprey I know, my mascot days, is obviously the costumed one that is at the games and stuff, but tell us a little bit about Ozzie and what how he inspired the book.
So he's the mascot, obviously, and we kind of made him a younger osprey who just left the parents' nest. And with every children's book, you kind of have a problem that gets solved. So we wanted him to go out and look for a home, and along the way meet a lot of different animals that live in different places on the preserve. And
as far as whose idea it was, right? Your co-author. What was the impetus to kind of make this book?
My boss, Amy Costa, and I, actually 2 years ago, were looking at One Spark and Ed Spark, and we kind of looked at our laundry list of things we wanted to accomplish and thought that the children's book was the one to go with. So we kind of wanted a reason to get involved with the community more, and that rose to the top of the list.
And is this your first children's book you've written?
Yep. Yeah, it is.
Is this the first children's book you've illustrated?
No, second.
Second one?
Right.
And we were talking about that in the book. As you go through it, you'll see really, really beautiful watercolors throughout it. And how many people, besides obviously you two and the other author, how many people did it take to complete this project? There's some of the paintings there.
Mm-hmm. Because it was our first book, we really wanted to do it right. So we consulted children's librarians. Gigi Davis is an author that's on campus that does children's books. We kind of did a lot of sit-down meetings with them just to kind of make sure we were doing it right. But the best day by far is when we got Vernon signed on.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. So they signed you on. They had to coax you a little bit.
Well, just a little bit. Once I found out that they were dedicating it to John Golden, who's a really good friend of mine, and I was in. It was a no-brainer then.
And talk about the illustrations that you did in there. You did watercolors. You said you hadn't done those in 25 years.
Right. I hadn't actually touched the paintbrush as far as water, seriously, in 25 years.
Really?
And once Jake and I and Amy started talking, and they took me back along the trails, you kind of get this itch.
Yeah.
And once you start, it's like driving a car.
And that's what I was wondering. As an artist, there's people do paintings, obviously in their studio, based off of pictures and stuff. Some do it in the scene, in the setting. Mm-hmm. Did you do a little of both? Did you take pictures, take it back to the studio, or?
Actually, Jake took some photos. Then I would go out on the weekends to take photos, and I was out there actually sketching some myself. Then I would go back, and in the mornings, early in the mornings, around 3 in the morning, I would start painting.
Really?
I would read story, and for each story, paint that segment.
So the story was already written,
Yes.
and you were kind of like people doing voiceovers and
Exactly.
that thing. You were reading the story and then using the scene and the story to paint the image.
And you try to keep the feel going of the children's book, and once you get into it, it's like I said, it's automatic.
Very cool. Well, let's talk about how much it is and where people can get it.
You can get it today if they want it before Christmas at UNF Bookstore. They're open until 3 today.
There you go.
But also you can order it online. Just go to unf.com and Google it, Home for Ozzie.
And something really cool, all the proceeds of this book are going to the environmental education initiatives in the trail system at UNF.
Yes. Yeah. So all of it's going to go to trail repair, trail maintenance, and signage and stuff like that. We have an interactive map at the back of the book that we want to develop, but all the scenes in the book are based on spots in the trail.
So cool. And then you've been there for 30 years, so I've been here 20, and we've seen the change in that campus. It's been pretty amazing.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming. Appreciate you making the book. And so for everybody out there that has a UNF alumni or student in their life, you go get this book for them. It's really cool.
Thanks for having me.
Children's book, A Home for Ozzie, is available now at the UNF bookstore, and you can also find it online. Just go to unf.edu and type A Home for Ozzie in the search bar.